If you're a Russian speaker learning American English, you probably understand English pretty well, but pronunciation's hard. People ask you to repeat yourself sometimes. You feel self conscious about your accent. You know something's off, but you're not exactly sure what to fix. Hi, I'm Thomas. I know exactly which sounds give you the most trouble. Today, I'm going to show you my 35 lesson pronunciation series and tell you which 12 lessons are specifically designed for Russian speakers. Let's get started. Russian speakers face five main pronunciation challenges in American English. Probably the biggest challenge is the V versus the W sounds. Russian doesn't have the W sound, so wine comes out as vine and west comes out as vest. This is one of the most noticeable markers of a Russian accent. The th sounds are difficult too. Russian doesn't have these sounds either, so think becomes sink and this becomes dis. Both the voiceless and the voiced th need practice. Vowel reduction, or the schwa sounds, another area to focus on. Russian speakers tend to pronounce every vowel fully, but American English reduces unstressed vowels to schwa. Banana isn't banana, it's banana. Refining word stress patterns is also really helpful. Russian stress is unpredictable and shifts in word families differently than English. You need to learn English stress patterns specifically. And perfecting sentence rhythm really reduces noticeable accents too. Russian speakers often stress every word equally, but American English has a specific rhythm. Content words get stress and function words reduce. So, why do these challenges happen? Well, Russian doesn't have the W sound. The closest you have is the V, so your brain just defaults to that. Russian stress is unpredictable too and doesn't follow the same patterns as American English. You can't transfer Russian stress rules to American English. And Russian doesn't reduce vowels in unstressed syllables the way that English does either. Every vowel gets its full value in Russian, but English, we unstress vowels and they become a schwa or a non sound. This sounds really important. These aren't mistakes you're making, these are just differences between the two languages. Once you know what to practice, you can fix them and sound a lot more natural. I've published a 35 lesson pronunciation series, and 12 of those lessons are specifically useful for Russian speakers. Right now, 8 lessons are already available. You can work on schwa and vowel reduction, v versus w, the sounds, and the different ways that we pronounce the letter T. These 4 areas will make the biggest immediate difference in your accent. Coming soon in the next couple of months, I'll release videos on word stress patterns, sentence rhythm, and stress, intonation patterns, and linking and connected speech. These are the features that'll make you sound truly fluent. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss these lessons when they come out. They're critical for Russian speakers. Here's how I recommend you work through this playlist. Start with the schwa in lesson 4. This teaches you vowel reduction, which is fundamental to sounding more natural in American English. Russian speakers often skip this, but it's critical. Next, master the V versus the W in lesson 17. This is probably the most noticeable feature of a Russian accent. So fixing this makes a huge difference. Practice wine versus vine until the W feels natural. Then work on stress and rhythm in lessons 22 and 23 when they come out. These will teach you the rhythm patterns that make English flow naturally instead of sounding choppy. You don't have to do all 12 lessons in order. Start with the ones that address your biggest challenges, then come back and work through the rest. So go ahead and subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications. I release a new pronunciation lesson every Friday. And over the next several months, all 12 lessons for Russian speakers will be available. This playlist currently has 8 lessons, and it'll grow to 12 as the series continues. The full series will have 35 lessons total, with 12 specifically selected for Russian speakers. Good luck with your pronunciation journey. I'm looking forward to helping you sound clearer and more confident in American English. Thanks for watching.